from the Ohio State lacrosse team head coach, men's lacrosse. This man is a man of many feats. Last summer, he coached Team USA U19 lacrosse and won a world championship, right? Round of applause there. And his athlete said he was a family man, 2 young kids. He takes his faith very seriously. He met with the cheer squad once, and very inspirational message. So we're blessed to hear from Nick Myers tonight. Give a round of applause.
Yeah. I think it'll be okay.
Alrighty.
Good evening. Just incredibly thankful for the opportunity this evening. And Max, awesome, man. Just I know for me, I've been here now. This is my 14th year at Ohio State, and I've had the privilege to come over and share time here at Athletes in Action on a few occasions, and just always incredibly energized by the room and just the enthusiasm, and just again very thankful to have this opportunity tonight and to be with you. So, you know, Tom presented the opportunity to me to just share a little bit, and he wanted me to kind of start by unpacking a little bit of my journey. So I'll start there, and then I got a couple things that I want to just discuss and hopefully share with everybody. But you know, for me, I grew up in a small town in Maine, and really had no real spiritual connection at all. You know, my folks divorced at a very young age. I had a younger brother who was 2 years apart from me, and we were very close. Parents were great. They were all teachers, remarried teachers, stayed in the same town. So, you know, Sunday to Wednesday was with mom, and Wednesday to Saturday was with dad. And Pat and I went back and forth, but that was our normal, and we loved it. But there was never a spiritual connection in our upbringing. That kind of translated through high school. Played sports. Sports was really how we identified ourselves. You know, football, basketball, lacrosse. I went on and played at a small school in Western Massachusetts, Springfield College, where I got an education degree. Kind of followed in my family's footsteps of teaching and coaching. And my brother came out here to Ohio State. He took a chance at a time where the program was transitioning and became a Buckeye. So when I had the opportunity to graduate with my degree, I figured, hey, what better place to start a coaching career than Ohio State. And he came out and started coaching for free. I was a volunteer with the lacrosse program at 21 years old. I was 2 years younger than one of my captains back there, Tyler Fisker. I was 2 years into coaching at that point, but you know, I love Tyler. Tyler and I'll mention Tyler in a minute. You know, just really thankful to have the opportunity to have some of our men here tonight. But for me, you know, when I got here to Ohio State, I didn't know how blessed I was at that time to have the chance to be interacting with a man who would definitely change my life, and his name was Joe Bresci. He was the head coach at the time, spent 2 years with him. After 2 years, I had the opportunity to go to Butler, coach there for 2 years. And during that time, you know, 2004 and 5, Coach had his first son. And Michael passed tragically, but Michael is still with us every day and a big part of our program and fabric. And when I came back to Columbus, it was a challenging time. You know, it was to come back and to help Coach win, but more importantly, it was to come back and help Coach create, you know, the culture and environment that had maybe escaped us at that time and through some really hard times. And what I didn't realize is I felt like I was giving a lot to him, but what I got in return was tenfold. And started going to studies with Coach more as just kind of a guy that wanted to be there for him, you know, and Tom was leading. We were going over to basketball at the time. There was a couple coaches. I met another really incredible man by the name of Tom Ryan. And I'm in these Bible studies. All of a sudden, you know, at this point, I'm 25, 26 years old, and it's really, really, really impactful. You know, I'm listening to two men share these incredible stories that are really challenging. You know, and where they had to really make a pivotal decision in their lives of where they wanted to go. And for me, it got me really thinking. You know, well, where do I stand with this, and what does this mean? And from there, you know, just started chatting with Tom. You know, and probably again one of the more impactful people in my life. You know, and we meet every week, and we have for a long time, as much as we can. And you know, for me, it was 2006 where you know I received Christ and really welcomed you know that to my life and started a new path. You know, my wife now of 10 years, we met in college. Just to turn back the page a bit, so for you guys that have girlfriends, it's possible. Boyfriends, girlfriends. Never thought that was going to be the case, but we met my senior year and convinced a young lady from Connecticut to move out to the Midwest with me, and we've been here ever since. So That's Mason's mom. I want to introduce Mace Dog. Mace is in the back. It's my son. Mace was a big part of obviously this transformation as well. But Mason is my oldest son. We've got another son at home, Zachary. But kind of going back to Julie and I, what I thought was really impactful, and just to finish this share would be, in 2006, that was where my wife was a Catholic and grew up that way, but again had kind of been disconnected in some ways. And I remember the first time I went home to her house to meet Mom was Easter weekend. I was as nervous as I've ever been to go home and meet her family for the first time, and to go into a Catholic. I'd never been in a church. I'd been in church like twice in my life. And to go home and meet my girlfriend's mom and parents, and that was incredibly anxious and anxiety. And I walked away with a lot, and then I can kind of go back to the story I shared with you. So when I came home to Julie and say, listen, Joe and Tom, and here's where I'm at, and here's where Tom, I said, where's your heart at with this, Jules? And we had just this incredible dialogue, and we continue to have that dialogue today. And I think I share that with you because it is work. And we are college sweethearts that now are incredibly blessed to love each other and be married, but it's not easy, and it's challenging, and through our faith and through our prayers before dinner every night with Mace and in bed, and just constant conversation. I'm excited because I feel like we're just getting stronger and stronger with our walk, and certainly with Christ in our lives. And just want again to share that with you. The couple things that I want to talk about today, and I last time I was here I talked a little bit about this, is love and trust, and two things that really hit home with me. And so for me in my walk, as I continue to develop, and certainly a lot of growth to be had, my thought was to share some of that with you. So the first verse is John, and 1 John 3:16. By this we know love, that he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brothers. And I think what I want to talk a little bit about is Jesus teaches us about authentic love, and the difference of authentic love versus counterfeit, or what the love that I thought I experienced prior to 2006. And that's something that I've wrestled with. That love was not a word that I used a whole lot growing up, or even maybe heard a ton in my house. And it wasn't that we didn't have a loving family, just wasn't how we rolled. And so that was just kind of my normal. And I think what I've come to grips with now, and man, I love Mason more than words can express, and I tell him that 100 times a day if I can, and Julie, and even the guys, it's for me, I've really tried to change my walk of just trying to express and share. I love you, I do, I love you guys. And the guys have heard me say that to them, and it's absolutely how I feel. But the bottom line is that's something that didn't just come naturally. And I think that what this verse says to me and speaks to me is understanding that what Jesus did is really a very unique love. And where I want to transition into this is the important distinction and the difference between love and trust. Just because we love someone doesn't mean that we should trust them. God designed love to be a gift that is freely given. He designed trust to be a privilege that should always be earned. We must be careful not to reverse the two. Do not give away your trust, and do not make people earn your love. And I think to just wrestle with that for a second, all right? Do not give away your trust, and do not make people earn your love. And how many times have I messed that up? How many times have I felt like someone needs to earn my love, right? Or just frankly, I'm like, hey, yeah, here are the keys. Here, I trust you, man. Yeah, go ahead. And I think that for me, that's something that I've really tried to hone and do a better job as I grow. And that's certainly something that when I was thinking what I want to share now, I'm wrestling with that. And I have to constantly evaluate and in my walk improve on that. But I think that why can't we love? Why can't we just lead and walk with love and understand that, if you got 6 roommates, you love your roommates. Doesn't mean you have the same degree of trust with all 6 roommates, right? Doesn't mean that you're gonna let all 6 roommates borrow your car, or all 6 roommates go grocery shopping for you, or all 6 roommates pay the bills, Just how it is, and I think that doesn't mean you don't love them, and listen, I love Mace. Doesn't mean I'm gonna leave Mace home. I'm gonna let Mace, do this or that, and I think that for us, that's an important takeaway, and I think there's a lot of thoughts there, certainly as athletes. I want to continue with the trust component for a second, and then I want to show a short video that I showed the guys this week. Trust is earned by repeat experience of someone's behavior over time, whereby they demonstrate they can be trusted. Luke 16:10, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. Pretty straightforward. We must be aware that there's a strong impulse to trust people we like, and an even stronger impulse to trust people that we love. If you want to show that video, Mike, that would be outstanding. And then I got a couple discussion points here for us. I showed this to the men this week. In the Final Four just wrapped up. A lot of you guys may have watched basketball. Coach got a lot of attention. He's an incredible leader. But this caught my eye, and I showed it to our guys in 60 seconds. He talks about love, and I want to just listen to this, and then we can maybe chat a little bit about
it. What is tough love? I don't know what tough love is. People love you, they tell you the truth. They don't lie to you. So I hear tough love, and I've been hearing it for a long time. I don't know what that is. If you love people, then that means that you're honest. That means that there's trust in your relationship, and that means that there's loyalty in your relationship. All those words are two-way streets. And then you get the love. And if you get the love, then you deal with the good and the bad the same way because of the commitment that you have to one another. So I've never known what tough love. I don't know what that is. People use that term all the time. Because if you're not being honest with your players, if you're not giving them passion, then there is no love. That's phoniness.
Thanks, Mike. Loving someone is certainly not the same as trusting someone. And we've used some examples, but I thought when I heard that, what jumped out at me was something that I wrestled with as a young coach, tough love. And, the reverse of that is loving tough, of leading with love. And I think if you flip that, love tough makes a lot of sense to me. When I first heard that from a friend of mine, it clicked. I said, okay, yeah, I get that. That's what I need a lot more of in my walk, and can you lead with love? Can you constantly remind yourself of that and have that be on your heart? But also understand that love can be honest. Love can be direct. Love can be very, very candid. And that's okay, and I think that for me, where I've had trust issues with some, that folks that maybe sometimes, it reverses, or it's a situation where, I feel some love, but I don't trust, or I don't necessarily know that they're being honest with me, or they're just telling me what they think I want to hear to make me feel good. And I think that for me, and going back to John and some of the things that we talked about, the balance, as we all are on teams, and we all aspire to be champions and compete at the highest level. That's what Buckeyes do. That's why you're here. It's a big part of it for sure. And Max alludes to the fact that it's the best place in the world. I don't disagree with him one bit. But every team isn't just day one say, yeah, we all love each other and we all trust each other. That's it. It doesn't work that way. The love component can be there from day one, and it should be. And the love and respect. But I think that the trust component is something that we constantly have to develop. And as a coach, I'm humbled by the fact that, again, I got some of my men here. It means the world to me because it's a partnership. It's not me and them. It is truly a partnership in efforts to create a strong enough environment, a culture, where we do love each other. We are able to talk to each other in a unique way. There is a trust and respect for each other that ultimately can't be broken. It's unbreakable. And you mentioned the USA thing, that the biggest challenge that I had coaching that team is time. You have 2-3 days in a training camp, and then you don't see each other in 2-3 days. And how do you create love and trust in such a short period of time, and then put on a jersey that's so meaningful? And for these guys, our challenge, we see each other too much, right? They'll tell you, they've heard enough of me, Coach. Yeah, they've heard enough from Coach Myers. But it's that constant reminder of, yeah, man, we love each other. We're grinding together. And that trust that we have in one another is constantly having to be worked on. And I think that was hopefully the message that I want to leave you here with today. And just incredibly thankful. And may we be people who love greatly and trust wisely. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Tom, I hope I stayed on track for you. Go Bucks.